I was very enthusiastic about my faith until I 14, 15 years old. And that's a whole nother story that I won't go into. But something happened that totally disillusioned me about the church, faith, my pastor and everything. So I stopped going to church, turned away from the faith, and I found the answers that I was looking for in existentialism. So it's completely self-centered, egocentric living. And of course, that appealed to a 15-year-old, in a very, very dysfunctional family. So anyways, when I went to college at the age of 17, I took my first semester, I took a philosophy class, and my professor was an atheist, and I became his pet student. We became really good friends, and absolutely convicted me of my making myself a god. That's with a small g, of course. And that's how I lived. When I became a college professor in 1972, I gravitated towards other atheists, also in this new state of Kentucky with not knowing anybody. All of my friends were college professors. They were all atheists, and we all strongly supported our cynicism and our contempt, utter contempt for Christianity. And that's not uncommon in universities, that many, if not a majority of people in public universities are atheists. And it suited me superficially. I would like to say that there was something hugely lacking in my life, and I then and now refer to it, there was a giant hole in my heart, a huge emptiness, which I tried to fill with seeking fame, recognition, power, sex, domination, control. And by the way, that is a recipe for real success in American society. Anyways, June 1st, 1984.
On Raw, Matt Dillahunty, Myth Vision. Does his story sound familiar with your story? You became disillusioned with Christianity. You turned away because something disillusioned with you, whether it was a preacher who told you to fake it till you make it, instead of telling you how to truly know whether or not you have made a connection with Jesus Christ on Raw. Matt Dillahunty, who was looking for intellectual honesty in Christianity and couldn't find it. Myth Vision, for whatever reason he deconverted. Does his story, Howard Storm's story, sound familiar? Let me ask you this. What about that hole in your soul? Do you find yourself feeling a hole in your soul with, on Raw, your desire to learn more science? Matt Dillahunty, with your desire to tear down Christianity and be an atheist and eliminate all trace of religion, especially Christianity? Myth Vision. And look at Pelagia. Listen to what Pelagia said in one of his videos. Pelagia wishes he could get his faith back, but he cannot get it back because his rationale won't let him, because he can't prove that these stories in the Bible are intellectually true. So Pelagia, Do you find yourself wanting to go get drunk every now and then to feel a hole in your soul? How about you, Ra? Ra, you said, I heard you say sometimes you experience nightmares. Is it because you got a hole in your soul because you don't believe in God anymore? Matt Dillahunty, is the reason you're so damn angry and so snarky and so hateful because that goddamn hole in your soul. No matter how bad you fight against your Christianity, no matter how much you learn, there's something missing down the side. There's something missing. There's something missing. And the only way you can forget about this ache is to go get drunk at the bar or fuck some chick's brains out. Myth fizzing. You got a little boy. You try to fill that emptiness in your soul by loving your son, making your son a happy boy. Just being honest. That God-shaped void. Of course, you won't say that, but there's something. But there's an inner angst, an inner ache, especially with Pelagia. I'm gonna try to find the video where he said that, where he wishes he could get his faith back, but he just can't because it's intellectually unfeasible. Because the stories of the Bible had been proven false. Says has Noah's flood, Adam and Eve. Just asking.
The reason I don't believe is because I discovered fallacies in the reasons for belief, a lack of evidence, an inability to demonstrate the truth of the proposition. It's demonstrated here. Mike is convinced that, hey, if our current understanding of what's possible doesn't count for something, we can conclude that it's supernatural. I can't buy that. I want to know what the explanation is, not how I'm going to label it as not natural. I joke that this was going to take multiple lifetimes, so I investigated Buddhism next to see if I would have multiple lifetimes to explore it. I got more into philosophy specifically to find out what kind of God might exist in order to direct my search towards the truth. And through that process and an understanding of critical thinking, logical reasoning, fallacies, the nature of evidence, and what we can and can't demonstrate, I found that I was unable, as was anyone else I was able to talk to demonstrate a good reason for belief. And by the way, I know that this will make many of you, probably including you, Jim, and I'm sorry, sad.